Hey, welcome back to the farm. Well, things are getting a little snowy around here, so we moved into the shop now. And we just picked up this 4500 Ford Backhoe here, and just barely fits into the shop. This is a gasoline Selecto-Speed model. You see I have the cover off and the shifter off. That's because has two cables on it. One that kind of sticks out of the transmission just a little bit, about 2 3/4 inches. And then the upper one that's on the shifter lever. And the upper one and the lower one kind of hooked together with a little clip or a little hook ends. And the upper one, the end broke off. So I'm kind of looking for one of those now. Or I might just weld them together or braze them together. That'd be pretty easy. Yeah, she runs pretty good. Just needs a few little things on it. Barely fits in the front doors here, so we can heat it up in here. Right in between the cars here. Yeah, the guy that had it before us there, he changed the starter, the coil, put a new carburetor on it, and a new solenoid. She starts right up. And this is the lower half of that cable, about 6 inches long, about 1/8 of an inch. Almost like a speedometer cable, but it has the extra wire wrapped around it. And there's that little hook connection. Hooks them both together. The upper cable's supposed to have the exact same thing, and it fits down in there into that groove, but it broke off. I'm thinking of just welding this together with the top one or brazing it together. I'll show you where this goes on the transmission. And that cable comes through the top cover down through a fitting, and it kind of threads into this because it's got like a gear, or like a worm gear spiral to it. So that just threads in down there, and then from the fitting out to where that connection is there, it has to stick out 2 3/4 inches to be properly, so you get all 10 speeds. And the reason that one broke is this was a little rusty here in the grooves, and it kind of bound up. And try to shift it back to park there, it broke the little ear off it. Also, this little wheel right here that goes into these notches is spring loaded. That was frozen up. That might have made it hard to move it at one time there. And this is what the inside of the Selecto-Speed looks like. All of these detents just press on the little individual plungers there for their servos, for the bands to lock up onto the almost like a planetary gears in here. And this is the foot, and that just pulls out on a, you can see it there, pulls out on that valve, and when you let off it goes back in. The other valve over there, right there, this is for the PTO. Engage the PTO, disengage, engage, disengage. And it operates off this lever here. That's supposed to come up through the top cover too, but they took it off. Since the backhoe was on here, they probably either broke the cable or the handle and said, well, we don't need that. And one crucial thing to these selecto speeds is whenever the engine's not running, it automatically goes into park. And in order to move it, that lever right there, you shift that up to that little detent right there, and that slides a coupler in there. It disconnects the rear end from the transmission so you can tow it around. And we were almost planning on towing this backhoe home with a tow bar behind the truck, but it was easier just to get a bigger rollback to bring it over, so we did that. Other than the shifter on the transmission having to be worked on a little bit there, the only thing that's really wrong with it right now is the steering. It goes one way a little bit, power steering, but you try to go the opposite way and it doesn't. And you see this has a big arm down the other side that comes into here and it moves another little arm that moves that rod right there on top of that cylinder, and there's a valve right on top of that cylinder, and when it moves it, it tells the cylinder to turn or go in and out, turn the wheels one way or the other. So it's kind of like a semi power steering setup. And you can see the rod there, big heavy duty, goes in there underneath the dash. And you can kind of see it from this side a little bit better. There's that valve right there and that linkage. Probably has to be adjusted a little bit there. It gets sloppy. So other than just a few little to-dos on it, the front end loader isn't all welded up or banged up, and the backhoe looks in pretty nice shape right now. So this might be a pretty nice tractor if we can get the transmission here to shift easily. Either get a new cable or repair that one, like I said. One way you can shift these without a cable there, I'm going to take the top cover off, and that hex right there, that's 5/8, and you can kind of shift it through the gears. You just have to be careful that the hydraulic oil doesn't fling around in here and come out. That's how we were kind of moving it around a little bit, get in the shop here. We have another 4500 Ford, but it has the 8-speed transmission gear shift. This will be pretty interesting to have around. I kind of like that selecto speed on that 3000. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll have another video coming up, maybe on that repair. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.